Welcome to the Sailing and Cruising the East Coast of the United States podcast. I'm Bela Musits. This episode is part of a series I recorded with Mike Malekoff during our sailing trip up the East Coast. We were relocating his Hunter 44 Deck Salon from Brunswick, Georgia to Burlington, Vermont. Please note that the video version of this podcast primarily features photographs and short video clips I captured along our journey. The audio was recorded on the boat, typically in the evenings at anchor or in a marina, although we did record a few segments while underway. Join Mike and me as we explore the United States East Coast aboard his Hunter 44 Deck Salon. I hope you enjoy this podcast. Today is a continuation of sort of a 5 to 10 minute little snippets on Mike Malekoff's and my trip from Georgia all the way up to Burlington, Vermont. We're going to do it on a couple different legs, and this is the first leg. So it's actually 3:10 in the morning. I came on for my watch at 3 o'clock. The skies are pretty clear. I can see the stars, but I can't see a moon anywhere. So it is pretty dark out here. We haven't seen many other boats. Currently there's a sailboat, a 49-foot sailboat, behind us by about 2 or 3 miles behind us, and they're heading in the same direction we are. So that's kind of neat. We ran into a couple boats here and there, a bunch of boats anchored off the port of Savannah. There was probably 8 or 9 big ships, I should say, not tankers. I don't know what they were, but big ships that were anchored out there waiting to go in and probably either pick up some cargo or unload it. So that was interesting. It's always interesting to see those big ships. But like I said before, it's 10 after 3. It's really dark. There's no moon out, and the seas are rolling. Because I think we have it's hard to see the waves at night, so I don't have a clue which direction they're coming in, but I believe they're coming from our stern towards our bow. So the boat tends to be a little bit rocky, and I was able to get a little bit of shut-eye. Mike took sort of the first shift. We're doing 4-hour shifts, so he took 11 to 3, and I'm 3 to 7 now. And I was able to sleep, but there were a couple times where we rolled, must have hit sequences of waves sometimes get together, and they become additive. I must have experienced something like that, because I'm in the front cabin, which is a V-berth on Mike's boat. Mike's boat is a 44 Deck Salon, a Hunter 44 Deck Salon. Very similar to my boat, 45-foot Deck Salon. A couple of differences, but many things are the same, which makes it really nice for helping him. Makes it nice for me to help him move his boat, because I'm pretty familiar with the layout, or at least the gross layout. I know where some stuff is. We're going to be, I'm pretty sure, stopping in Charleston, and according to our navigation wizards, we will be arriving in Charleston at the marina at just before 9 o'clock. So it's about, it looks like it's a good 15-20 minutes from the channel marker, outer channel marker buoy into the marina. But that's all good, so I'm looking forward to that. Mike and I haven't talked about our plan going forward, whether we're going to spend a day in Charleston, or whether when we get up to the place where we need to turn west and head into the port of Charleston, whether we'll stay out and do another night. So we'll just have to talk about that, look at the weather forecast again. So that's all going well. Well, I don't know if you heard it in the background, but Coast Guard just made their, I think it's once an hour, they come out with a briefing, notice to mariners, where they talk about any hazards or information that mariners ought to know. And so that's about the only radio chatter we've had. We did talk to a tanker. I could tell it was a tanker from its AIS data. That was sort of heading, we were going perpendicular to each other. And so one of us is going to broadside the other. And when he was about a mile and a half away, we called them on the radio. And because we have AIS, so we know their name, they know our name. And asked the captain of the tanker what he'd like to do, whether he'd like to pass in front of us, and which means we can speed up a little bit, but you'll have to make a slight turn to starboard, or we can slow down and he can pass in front of us. And he said, "No, you're fine. I will make a slight turn to the right or starboard, and he'll pass behind us." And he passed about a mile and a half behind us. That was pitch black. He was hard to see, but that was still a good experience. His nav lights were weird. You know, lots of times these big ships are all lit up. They look like, you know, lights all over the place. On the decks, really bright lights. This one just had navigation lights and the steaming light. So it wasn't easy to see as some of the other big ships that you see out here. So far, all of the equipment has been working well. Mike got all new sort of chart plotters and instruments for his boat, so all of that stuff is updated. He got the Ray Marine equipment, and all of that has been working very well. And then he also has an iPad that has some navigation software loaded on it. So we have both of those that we can compare if we need to, if we're getting some confusing information or data. And the engine's been running flawlessly. We did put 10 gallons. Mike had 4 or 5 jerry cans that was lashed to the side of the deck, like all good long-distance sailors have. And we put 2 of those into the fuel tank a couple of hours ago. Actually, we did it just before it got dark, so more than a few hours ago. And that all went nice and smooth. Mike has one of those little like hoses that has a one-way valve at the end, so you put that into the liquid you're trying to pump out. You sort of raise and lower the hose inside the liquid really fast, and that kind of fills up that hose with fuel because it's a one-way valve there at the bottom that's in the tank, and it just flows right out. And that all went well. We put 10 gallons in, and right now I think we're probably about a three-quarter tank of fuel. I think Mike says he has a 50 or 55 gallon tank on his boat, and he burns about, I think he said 0.8 or 0.9 gallons per hour. So we've got plenty of range to get to Charleston without any problems. Even if we have to motor the rest of the way, which we probably will. The breeze has picked up a little bit, but I'm a little cautious about putting up the sails in pitch black. The wind isn't ideal, and if we even got the sails up, we might say, this isn't working great, and we take them back down, which is what we did earlier in the day. And I'm just a little hesitant to be putting up the sails. You know, if everything goes smooth, it's fine, but we have a dinghy lashed to the foredeck, so sometimes the jib sheets get tangled into that, then you got to go forward. And I just don't like going out of the cockpit. I mean, we have self-inflating life jackets, we have tethers, we have jack lines, we have all that stuff, but we can avoid that, and, you know, a few more hours it'll be light out. If the wind is still blowing nice, we'll put the sails up then. So I think that'll just work out fine. Mike made us a great dinner. We had like a chicken salad, but not the chicken salad you scoop out of a bowl, but we had a green salad with a nice chicken breast on top of it that Mike cooked here on the boat. So that was really nice. It worked out well. So we're all nice and full. I think we ate, it was close to 8 o'clock at night when we ate. It was just starting to get dark when we were finishing our meal, and we ate in the cockpit. And, you know, this was in a salad bowl, so it was pretty easy to do. We always think about typically when you're underway, how can you serve food? What are good ways of doing that? One of the things or tricks that we picked up, Elaine and I, when we were on our boat, is she bought these little small Tupperware containers that you can fit a sandwich into, and you can put some chips on the side, or pickles, or even a small little salad if you want, carrots, whatever. And the beauty of it is it has a top, so you can put the top on it. But if you're in the cockpit, stuff isn't going to slide off the plate. We've had many times when we're in the cockpit eating while we're traveling someplace, and the wind picks up and just blows the food right off the plate. Or in the way the boat's rocking now, the food will slide off the plate. So these little Tupperware containers work great for us, and we serve the food right in those, the sandwiches, and you can put it down. If you want to put a top on it, you can put your top on it, and it works great. Highly recommend it. It works really well. So I think I'm going to sign off for now. Another boat just popped up on AIS. I need to go figure out what that is. But thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this little short set of episodes we're going to do, sort of chronicling our trip eventually up to Lake Champlain. So that's it for tonight. Take care. Good night.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. And as always, if you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to contact us at sailingtheeast, that's all one word, at gmail.com. That's sailingtheeast at gmail.com. Thanks for listening.